All right, here with Desiree Reed Francois. First of all, pretty exciting day, right? Everyone, pretty good turnout. You must be pretty proud of the turnout.
I really am, and it's just a testament to how much people care about Running Rebel basketball. So yes, I am very enthused, and I'm hopeful and slightly exhausted.
So you said he's you want someone to be the face of the program, standing next to a guy like a John Gruden or a Gerard Gallant. Can you talk about why TJ is that guy?
So what I am looking for is, I'm less impressed with celebrity. What I was looking for is substance. I want, when people see our coach and talk with our coach, and he is in a room and in the bright lights of Las Vegas, you get to know him, you spend time with him, and you realize he has the substance and the gravitas.
Now, let's talk about rumors. Let's put this stuff to bed, if you can, if that's okay. There was a rumor that a couple players reached out to you and in support of Mike Miller as the head coach. Number one, is that true or not? And number two, why is it that a guy like Mike Miller, who seemed to get a lot of support from fans, did not get an interview with you? Not that you didn't hire him, but that he didn't get an interview with you.
Well, I think it's really important. The search was confidential, and I'm going to keep it that way. It was a process, and without talking about any of the candidates, because I don't think that's fair, today is about the future of UNLV and Running Rebel basketball. But when I had my list, and every athletic director has their list, it was very important to me that I was looking for a head coach. I was looking for and I had been watching TJ for a couple of years. He was on my list even when I was at Virginia Tech. Not necessarily for Virginia Tech, but should I ever assume the athletic director chair.
Right.
And so he was on a very short list. And then as we went through this process, I was just really inspired by his passion and his energy and his substance. He has this soul of a competitor that is really important to me. And like I said, the more research I did, the more I talked with him and got to know him, I just knew he was the guy.
A couple more quick questions for you, and I appreciate your time. Financially, $1.4 million. He is now the highest.
No,
Is he not the highest? Well,
it's 1.1. It's
okay.
A 5-year deal.
Okay.
You can get a copy of the contract if you'd like. Andy has those for you.
Okay.
But it starts at $1.1 million.
So he's one of the highest paid coaches in the Mountain West Conference.
Absolutely.
That's fair to say.
Mm-hmm. And we have one of the largest budgets in the Mountain West Conference.
Okay, fair enough. What is your idea of success year one? And I hate to ask this and say, what are wins and losses? What is a successful season? But as you know, fans, they want wins, right?
Like I've said from the very beginning, I don't think we have to apologize for wanting to win.
No,
right?
Absolutely not. No.
And I'm looking for a plan, progress, and I'm looking for 50-50 balls. And I told all of the coaches that I interviewed, I said 50-50 balls. And they looked at me, some of them looked at me a little strangely.
Right.
And I said, and you know what? I don't want someone who's afraid of the expectations. We have great resources here. And I don't think we have to apologize for wanting to win. Mm-hmm. It's like going into a math class and thinking, I'm good with a C. No, we're going to go into that math class and try for the A.
Sure.
So, progress, plan, 50-50 balls. Like TJ said, I am looking for someone, I want our kids, so the student athletes are a direct reflection of their leader, right? I want our kids to die for every 50-50 ball.
Sure.
Those hustle stats matter. This town respects winners. They also respect hard work and effort and a focus and a drive and a competitive fire. And that's what I found in Tj Otzelberger.
I understand you don't want to give any specific names on the search. I totally understand that. But with that being said, can you tell us how many other head coaches that you interviewed for this job?
Yeah, I would prefer to just kind of give you a little bit about what my process was. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I had a list. And I gave that list to Coach Vogler, and I said, would you please go, and I need you to do some deep background checks on these people. And then I also, we did our own background checks, when I say background checks, we spoke with some very respected coaches.
Sure.
And one of which was Lon Kruger, that I spoke with.
Right.
And we did a lot of thorough and methodical research. And then we started talking to coaches. And interviewing them, and what we really, and like I said, TJ just rose to the top.
You have a history of hiring coaches. We hear it a lot, right? Young and up and coming, as opposed to maybe a coach who's been a head coach for 20 or 30 years in their 60s or maybe even 70s. I'm trying to pick your brain a little bit. Explain that. Explain why you choose the route of a young and up and coming coach rather than a coach that has maybe made 2 or 3 Final Fours.
So I've hired 3 coaches here, and what I look for, it's not so much a category. It's someone, do they have the energy? Do they have the passion? Do they have that competitive fire? Mm-hmm. It's hard to build programs. Mm-hmm. It's hard to run a basketball program. This is a demanding profession, mm-hmm. and I look for energy. Energy is really important, and drive and work ethic.
Last question for you, and again, thank you for your time. We know it's been a long day for you. For the fans that haven't shown up the last couple of years, and there's quite a few, let's be honest, this isn't
a long day. It's been like a long 5 months.
I understand. So 5-6 years ago, there were 10, 12,000 fans in the Thomas & Mack. There's a lot of fans that haven't been going to games. Yep. I want you to speak to those fans now. The fans who have not bought season tickets. The fans who have been very disgruntled with the program over the last several years. Not putting any fault on anybody. That's just it is what it is, right? Absolutely. I know you want 10,000 plus in there. So speak to those fans who have said, I'm not going to buy season tickets next year. I don't, and I'm not saying this, but I've heard some fans say, look, I didn't even know who this guy was a month ago. And no disrespect to him. Talk to those fans right now. Why should they go to UNLV games next year?
Well, we need to work very, very hard to earn our fans' trust and their faith. We know this is a competitive town, and I think you will find that we're going to put all of our energy and all of our effort to doing just that. We need to earn that back. That's not just a given in this equation. We've got to work for it, and that's what we intend to do, and we're going to work really hard to make people proud.
Desiree, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.